Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome tonight to the Online Sim Racing Network as we open a new chapter with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. Ladies and gentlemen, first time for Dave and I on the Online Sim Racing Network, and we are bringing you the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Daytona 85 for race number 1 of 10. Which is also brought to you by Advanced Simulation and Products custom button boxes, so please check them out. Once again, I am Sean Zulu, and David Everly up here joining me. How are you doing tonight, Dave?
Doing really good, Sean. How you doing out there tonight?
Oh, doing good too, thank you. Just pumped to be back again with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. After last season, season number 9, we're able to crown a new champion, Hunter McDaniel, with the Maverick Motorsports team. But tonight we have a lot of new drivers tonight, and this season we have a lot of new drivers. So a lot of side-by-side action to come. And in the chat we see a lot of viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, type it up, say something, get active in there. Just tell us what's on your mind, say hello. You can go to the top and give a couple of shout outs here. See, we have Jacob Bell. Jacob Bell is a new driver to the Extreme Motorsports Truck Series. Welcome, Jacob Bell. Hope you're doing well tonight, man. We have Josh Rand in the chat. Go, Jake. Welcome, Josh Rand. Hope you're doing well. We have Pat T. Welcome back, Pat T. It's been a long time. It's been like a month. It's longer than that. Hope you're doing well, Pat. It's great to see you again. Let's see who else we have. Brandon Ketchum. Brandon Ketchum. Hashtag Team Gillen Motorsports. Welcome back, Brandon Ketchum. It's great to see you again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, going to tonight's race, Daytona International Speedway, round number 1 of 10. That means a 10-week regular race schedule, followed by a 5-week chase series, as usual, here in the Truck Series. So here, gonna go over the stats for tonight's race. The drivers have a 70 degree Fahrenheit temperature. That is 70 degrees Fahrenheit track temp. The air temperature is 69 degrees, clear skies, nice time, with winds from the southeast at 2 miles per hour. And ladies and gentlemen, just like last season, the drivers do have a 65% fuel limit. That is 65%. So that should give us an expected 2 required pit stops in order for them to be able to make it the full length of the way, 85 laps tonight around this 2.5 mile track, Daytona International Speedway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hope you are pumped for tonight's race, round number 1 of season 10. Who is going to challenge the 57 of Hunter McDaniel with a Maverick Motorsports driver? Somebody's trying to get at him or go against him to try and dethrone him. Well, it's going to be a heck of a season. We still have a long way to go. The drivers will try and get themselves locked into the chase in these first 10 races. So a lot of excitement to come. We have the Dirty South is back in the chat. Welcome back, Dirty South. It's good to see you again. Let's go, Craig, the 98 Dakota Craig. Once again, good to see the Dirty South. We have Gillen Motorsports in the chat. That is Joshua Gillen. Yeah, that's Joshua Gillen. Welcome back, Joshua Gillen. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. And so far, ladies and gentlemen, the drivers are currently qualifying, with the post hitter being the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. And we have a very, very big field tonight. We have a lot of new drivers. Speaking of the new drivers, we have Randy Purdue. We have Jacob Bell. We have, down this list, Ken Huber. Yeah, Ken Huber. We also have Octavio Rondoletto. That's Octavio Rondoletto. We have Jamie Ronagan. We have Jeffrey Gillum. We have Alex Kingsbury. We also have John Sterling, Robert O'Neill. And so far, that gives us all the new drivers. So we're going to try and get these names right as usual before the season ends. But we do welcome the new drivers this season to season number 10 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. And our pole sitter here tonight is the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. We have Wally Tierheimer starting in second place, Nick Hunt third, Greg Bradshaw fourth, Jason Anderson fifth, John Sterling sixth, Ken Huber seventh, Gary Whitson eighth, Jacob Bell 9th, Christian DeFalco 10th, and that does round up the top 10. Jason Eisenhower 11th, Tyler Holman 12th, Hunter McDaniel, the defending champion, 13th, CODY McFadden 14th, Bryce Whitson Jr. 15th, Dakota Craig 16th, Joshua Gillen 17th, Alex Kingsbury 18th, Travis Pryor 19th, Brandon Ketchum 20th, and that does round up the top 20. 69 of Kerry Cleaver 21st, Tommy Haynes 22nd, Jamie Runnigan 23rd, Bobby Tinch 24th, Gary Wubot 25th, Curtis Vollmer 26th, David Elliott 27th, Matt Ridgway 28th, Jay Pryor 29th, and Ralph Vanderforst in the 30th place spot. We have the 5 of Randy Perdue 31st, Jim Kelly 32nd, Jeffrey Gillen 33rd, Tommy M. Massey 34th, Scott Mitten 35th, Andy Storcher 36th, Timothy Hamlet 37th, Chris Thorman 38th, and that rounds up all the drivers that qualified. And further down the list, we have Bryce Senesac. Actually, Bryce not racing, he is race control. We have Robert O'Neill, Octavio Rondoletto, Ken Ladd, and Chris Voiles. Well, going back up front, we are now rolling behind this pace car. We have a full field tonight of 42 drivers, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be quite the race. A lot needs to be done by a lot of these drivers. So a lot of give and take to be successful tonight. We have Snow This Way in the chat. Snow This Way. Welcome to the Online Sim Racing Network. Go, go, go number 32. 32 being... That's going to be... Actually, I don't see the 32 in here. Maybe you mistyped that, but he said 32. Yeah, I don't see that 32 racing tonight, unfortunately. But at least nobody has that number. Or maybe mean 32. I mean 23. Jim Kelly. Oh, here up front, Adam Eisenhower with the help of Nick Hunt on the inside. On the outside line, Wally Tierheimer with the 74 of Gregory Bradshaw on his tail. That pace car dips off. The green flag is out. Everybody finds those loud pedals. We are green flag racing lap number 1 of round number 1. ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. This is the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Daytona 85. Here early on, everybody trying to go down to the inside line. Wally Tierheimer left out high and dry on the outside line. And so far, he's doing quite well, but they are still getting up to speed, doing 178 miles per hour and climbing. Wally Tierheimer, depending on the draft. But look, a helping bumper on his rear end, 88 of John Sterling. The outside line now is forming slowly but surely. John Sterling. We have 07 of Christian DeFalco. We have 77 of Tyler Holman. We also have the 13 of Gary Whitson. And now Ken Huber jumping up there behind the 77 of Tyler Holman. And ladies and gentlemen, we have unfortunately lost the video, but we are trying our best to get it back up. So please bear with us. We apologize for the inconvenience. And so far, the outside line is still being led by 75 of Wally Tierheimer. They are taking a lapped machine 3 wide, and that's going to be the 80 of Jay Pryor. That's a rough start for Jay Pryor here, going a lap down with only 3 laps in. A lot of drivers did have some bad starts to this race. The 5-0 as well, going a lap down, getting taken 3 wide. That is Scott Mitten. He actually ended up scraping the wall on the outside, trying to give enough room to the 2 wide machines getting around him. Oh, big wreck on the track here as we speak. The caution flies on the back straightaway. 07 of Christian DeFalco gets a piece of the action. We also have 36 of Jason Eisenhower, 86 Adam Eisenhower. We also have 27 of Jason Anderson. Oh, got a piece of the action, including the 13 of Gary Whitson. Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to catch that on the replay as we are trying our best. David Everly is hard at work trying to get the picture back up. The updated top 10, Nick Hunt is the new race leader, Greg Bradshaw second, John Sterling third, Tyler Hallman fourth, Jacob Bell fifth, Ken Huber sixth. We have 13, Gary B. Whitson 7th, Dakota Craig 8th, Alex Kingsbury 9th, and Kerry Cleaver in the 10th place. And here with 5 laps in, most of the drivers are going to stay out. They do not need to pit in. And the good thing about a track like this, Daytona International Speedway, a super speedway, tires are not very, very important. So we're going to be seeing drivers most likely taking 2 tires all race long. And a lot of drivers on pit road, half the drivers on pit road actually have staying out, half on pit road. So John Sterling, Gary Whitson, Dakota Craig, Wally Tiaheimer, Joshua Gillen, Hunter McDaniel, Gary Woolbot, Matt Ridgway, David Elliott. We have Travis Pryor, DeFalco, Octavio Rondeletto, David, Tommy Massey, Timothy Hamlet, all down pit road. And most of these drivers are the ones who got a piece of the action that brought out this caution. But up front here, Nick Hunt and the rest of the field, Greg Bradshaw, Tyler Hallman, Jacob Bell, all riding in 4th gear, saving some gas. And we also had one driver get the waiver on the pace cars, the 8-0 of Jay Pryor. Jay Pryor already backed on the lead lap with 6 laps in. And up front, 2nd place driver in line, the 74. That's 74 of Greg Bradshaw. Greg Bradshaw with some right front damage, some damage on the hood and the right front wheel. The fender, if you will. That's not a good thing, man. At a super speedway like this, that's where the damage really plays a negative factor against the drivers. So, but with his heavy foot and the help of the draft from the rear, the side, and the front, he should be able to keep up. In the chat, we have a new viewer tuning in. 2 new viewers. We have Pac-Man 9 Mil. Pac-Man is back. Welcome back, Pac-Man. It's great to see you again, man. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. We also have After the Flag TV. After the Flag, welcome to the online sim racing network. Hope you're doing well tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series, brought to you in part by Advanced Simulation Products. They do specialize in custom button boxes, and that's Advanced Simulation Products. And this far, 7 laps in the heaviest movers, we actually have about 4 to 5 drivers new to the top 10. We have Tyler Holman from 12th place to 3rd, Alex Kingsbury from 18th place to 6th, Cody McFadden 14th to 7th, Bobby Tinch 24th to 8th, Jamie Runnigan from 23rd to 9th, and Curtis Vollmer from 26th to the 10th place spot. And also for the back in the pack, we have the 61 of Jeffrey Gillum from 33rd to 20th. Well, going back up front, we are back 1 to green, being led by the 00 of Nick Hunt. And the leaders, ladies and gentlemen, do have lane choice here in the Extreme Motorsports Series. Therefore, Nick Hunt deciding to start on the outside with the help of the 77, actually the 7 of Jacob Bell. And on the inside, we are now being led by a damaged machine, Greg Bradshaw, with the help of 77 of Tyler Harmon. And usually with such damage, such as the 74 of Greg Bradshaw, what the most difficult thing for machines is getting up to speed. But once they are up to speed, they do seem to do quite well due to the draft. So with that said, I kind of expect him to be slow on the restart. But once he picks up speed, he should be back to normal. Everybody getting bunched up nice and strong, nice and tight, getting ready to for this restart. On these restarts, the drivers can lose or gain spots, so they do try and take advantage of that while they can. Exiting turn 4, pace car dips off. The green flag is out, and Nick Hunt on the outside finds the gas pedal, but so does 74 of Greg Bradshaw on the inside line. Greg Bradshaw drag racing with Nick Hunt as we speak before turn 1, and the 77 of Tyler Harmon to the rescue of Greg Bradshaw, and it will actually get the 00 of Nick Hunt before the exit of turn 2 on the outside line. Here so far looks like Nick Hunt did miss a shift, and the outside line just might pay the price. I guess I did underestimate the machine, the 74 of Greg Bradshaw, doing quite well this far, getting up to speed 190 miles per hour and climbing. But here on the outside lane, the 7 of Jacob Bell is trying to be a helping hand, a helping bumper to the 00 of Nick Hunt. And so far, Jacob Bell is relying on the 72 of Alex Kingsbury. Kingsbury being 3rd place in line ahead of the 66 of Bobby Tinch. The inside line so far, Greg Bradshaw, Tyler Holman, they are struggling so far. And Nick Hunt was almost clear of the inside, but not quite. And some very amazing, well-dressed machines out there. We're gonna be going through all these paint schemes all race long. The drivers do really put a lot of time and effort into these paint schemes, and that does show, especially under the lights. A big check up on the outside line here. So far, the outside seems to be struggling. Well, in this case, the 7 of Jacob Bell is the driver controlling the pace of the outside line. The closer he gets to Nick Hunt's back bumper, the faster the outside line goes. But so far, he is laying off in the turns to avoid turning him. And on the outside line, 5th place on the outside line is the 48, the Lowe's machine, the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Here, one of the heaviest drivers, the heaviest contenders from last season, season number 9. So far, he's coming up to be behind 66 of Bobby Tinch. We have 28 of Matt Ridgway as well behind the outside line. Now is forming, as you saw right there. Nick Hunt was able to drop down to the back down to the inside, and is now the new leader of the inside line. And that leaves Jacob Bell, the new leader of the outside line. Speaking of Jacob Bell with the push of a lifetime from 72 of Alex Kingsbury, and they're both able to clear the inside line. They both drop down low and leaving Bobby Tinch high and dry. Jacob Bell stays low. Kingsbury goes all the way up high to take the lead of the outside line. A big check up on the outside as Bobby Tinch. Curtis Vollmer had to back it down to avoid causing trouble. And at this point, the field is very, very spread out, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we had 41 drivers start the race. That's 41 drivers start tonight's race. And after the first caution, most of the drivers decided to just fall away from the rest of the pack. So speaking of these packs, for the back in the pack, we have the 43 of Octavio Rondoletto. Actually, no, he's in the lead pack. But here we have Gary Woolbot, the 15, Gary Woolbot. We also have John Sterling, Ralph Van der Forst, Gary Whitson, Brandon Ketchum. These drivers in somewhat of a second pack. They have enough of a gap in between them, or between themselves and the leaders. If anything would happen up front, they'll be able to react, have enough time to react to avoid the trouble. And also for the back in the pack, we have 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Jason Eisenhower with his teammate, his brother, 86 of Adam Eisenhower, about 3.2 seconds behind the lead pack in a pack of their own. And this pack of their own is a 4-man pack. So Jason Eisenhower, Adam Eisenhower, Andy Starcher, and Timothy Hamlet. Oh, big wreck on the exit of turn number 4. The 69 of Kerry Cleaver got a piece of the action, including 27 of Jason Anderson. We're gonna back it up and see what happened. Looks like it started actually started up front in front of them. I believe it was between 13 of Gary Whitson and Bryce Whitson Jr.
Well, as we try to take a look here, we're going to focus on the 13 here, see if we can see exactly what happened. As we see the 13, he was right in front of the 99. Oh, he slid up into the wall. The 99 tried to go down underneath of him, bounced off the wall. As you said, Kerry Cleaver, the 27, he actually kind of flipped there. So let's see if we can pull up the 27 of Jason Anderson. Go back and take a look. Yes, he does get a little bit of flip action. So let's get in the cockpit here with him. Yeah, he goes over on his roof, but lands on his wheels. But he is going to sustain heavy damage from that.
Oh man, yeah, it's very unfortunate for every single driver involved in that, but look at that. Jason Eisenhower, 86, Adam Eisenhower, Andy Starcher, and Timothy Hamlet they had enough of a gap to back it down and avoid that trouble. So they do have clean machines. But a status check on 13 of Gary Whitson. Gary Whitson right now in line to go down to pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind the drivers have one backup car, one quick fix, one reset. So for most of these drivers, they will be able to get back out there with brand new machines. But for those that were involved in the first one and also involved in this one, they most likely might have had their night ended by the second incident. That's if they were involved. Well, but going back up front, Alex Kingsbury behind the pace car is now being shown the new race leader. And behind him, we have Bobby Tinch, Jacob Bell, Curtis Vollmer, Matt Ridgway, Christian DeFalco, Wally Tierheimer, Chris Voiles, Nick Hunt, Tyler Homan, Ken Huber, Jamie Ronigan, and Cody McFadden rounding up the top 13. And we had one driver get the waiver on the pace car. That is the 5-0 of Scott Mitten. Scott Mitten was one of the drivers who had a bad start to tonight's race, but is now back on. He's actually back to 1 lap down from 2 laps down, so that is great to see. It's improvement. I should say progress in this case. And unfortunately, we have lost one driver. We've lost David, actually 2 drivers. We've lost David Elliott and Robert O'Neill. We look forward to seeing these drivers back for race number 2, round number 2 next week. The Active Pest Control at Milwaukee Speedway. And up front so far, we have Alex Kingsbury, Bobby Tinch, Curtis Vollmer. These drivers have not pitted in about 16 laps per match or race long. So if this thing ends up going green, they will have to come up with a different strategy to try and benefit themselves. But so far, they are riding in 4th gear and clutching those suckers in, saving gas. And Alex Kingsbury has come a long way from 18th place to 1st place, gaining 17 spots in 17 laps. Bobby Tinch 24th to 2nd, Curtis Vollmer 26th to 3rd, Matt Ridgway from 28th to 4th. And we also have Chris Voiles. Man, Chris Voiles from dead last, 41st place to 7th place in 17 laps. And ladies and gentlemen, most of the drivers do belong to some kind of team out there. I'm going to go over a couple of names. We have Hunter McDaniel, the defending champion, the champion from season 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99, ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. He's a Maverick Motorsports driver. Tommy Haynes, Gillen Motorsports, Joshua Gillen, Gillen Motorsports, Dakota Craig, Gillen Motorsports, Jim Kelly, Gillen Motorsports, Jason Eisenhower, ERW Racing. We have Brandon Ketchum, Gillen Motorsports, Curtis Vollmer, Samson Motorsports, that is Samson Motorsports with Curtis Vollmer. We have Bryce Whitson Jr. With WM Motorsports, Adam Eisenhower, ERW Racing. We have Chris Thorman, CT Racing. Scott Mitten is Ferocity Motorsports, that's Ferocity Motorsports. Bobby Tinch, Samson Motorsports. We have Gary Whitson and Jeffrey Gillum, both with the WM Motorsports team. We also have Tyler Homan, Samson Motorsports, Jay Pryor, Maverick Motorsports, Matt Ridgway, AR-15 Racing. Matt Ridgway and Jason Anderson, both AR-15 Racing. We have Jacob Bell, Next Gen Racing. We have Wally Tierheimer, Bandit Racing, Garrett Helmlinger, H&H Motorsports. We have Travis Pryor, Maverick Motorsports. And Travis Pryor is last season's Pro K&N Series champion. So congrats to Travis once again. And once again, he's Maverick Motorsports driver. Chris Voiles, Bandit Motorsports. We have Christian DeFalco, Lucron Automotive. That's Lucron Automotive. Alex Kingsbury and Jamie Ronigan as well with Lucron Automotive. Same with DeFalco. We have Timothy Hamlet, H&H Motorsports. And we have Randy Perdue. That's Randy Perdue with QRS Motorsports. Well, going back to the race, we are now back 1 to green on the back straightaway, being led by Alex Kingsbury. And once again, the leaders do have lane choice. So Alex is starting on the outside with the help of the 28 of Matt Ridgway with the AR-15 Racing team. On the inside line, we are being led by Bobby Tinch with the help of Curtis Vollmer. And Bobby Tinch was also a driver in the chase last season, season number 9, going against it for the championship, or against Tommy, trying to dethrone Tom Wetmore in this case, with Hunter McDaniel and Bobby Tinch rocking the amazing Napa paint scheme. Exiting turn 4, we are going green. This time around, the pace car dips off the green flag, flies the outside line. Alex Kingsbury finds the gas pedal, but a better restart on the inside by Bobby Tinch against Kingsbury. And so far, a mischief, a bad restart by both Kingsbury and Ridgway does really make the outside line suffer, as the outside line now is trying to play catch up. The inside line here so far, DeFalco, Curtis Vollmer, and Bobby Tinch, including now the 9 of Chris Voiles, are forming up. Oh, 2 drivers dump Bobby Tinch on the inside. Nope, 3 wide. Curtis Vollmer, Alex Kingsbury, including Christian DeFalco. They oh man, we almost had an incident there with a bad hook between the 2 Lucron automotive drivers. That's going to be Alex Kingsbury, including Christian DeFalco, but no harm done. But now we have DeFalco being the new leader of the outside line and the leader of the race with 20 laps in. So here 2 Lucron automotive drivers, 2 teammates, here DeFalco and Kingsbury going against Bobby Tinch and Curtis Vollmer. In the chat we have Rando Bledsoe. Welcome, Rando Bledsoe. Hope you're doing well tonight, man. Hope you're doing well. He does say Randy Perdue is his teammate. That's great to know, man. And is it Perdue or Perdue? I really don't have to explain that in words, actually, so yeah, probably don't answer that. Here up front we have 2 teammates. We have Chris Voiles and Wally Tierheimer side by side, and they are Bandit Motorsports drivers. And right behind them we have the 77 of Tyler Holman and the 30 of Ken Huber. And for the back in the pack, we have 2 drivers here keeping a gap in between themselves and the lead pack. The 88 of John Sterling and the 98 of Dakota Craig, Jim Kelly, Chris Thorman, 61 of Jeffrey Gillam, Greg Bradshaw, Jay Pryor, Travis Pryor, Jason Eisenhower, and Bryce Whitson Jr. These drivers all in a pack of their own, but so far 99 of Bryce Whitson trying to get around 36 of Jason Eisenhower, but having no luck. Yep, no luck, and he has no choice but to fall back in line to avoid losing a spot to the 49 of Timothy Hamlet, who's behind him. And this pack is not complete yet. Timothy Hamlet, Ralph Vanderforst, Scott Mitten, and Gary B. Whitson. And that runs up the second pack. So up front, we only have 6 drivers on the outside line, but everybody else is single file. And so far, DeFalco and Kingsbury, the 2 teammates, trying to go at it. So far, Kingsbury is trying his best to keep DeFalco in the lead as much as he possibly can. And the good thing about them being on the outside line, you know, Kingsbury and DeFalco, is that they will be able to cool their motors better. Basically, Kingsbury will be able to cool his motor better than 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And as we can see right now, the inside line has been cleared by DeFalco, but he decides to stay high with his teammate. And a big gap between Bobby Tinch and 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis Vollmer is cooling that motor. He's trying to avoid listening to the big loud boom. And because the drivers up front, because the pushers of the 2 leaders, namely 48 of Curtis Vollmer and 72 of Alex Kingsbury, because these 2 drivers are overheating, the field is slowing down. With that said, the field is getting more and more bunched up. 28 on the outside line, Matt Ridgway, 3rd place in line behind 72, Alex Kingsbury to the rescue. And DeFalco up front is still clear of the inside line, but is deciding to stay up high with his teammate Kingsbury. And now Wally Tierheimer, Tyler Holman, and Matt Ridgel all over the rear end of Kingsbury. And the inside line so far seems to be getting broken up. Chris Boyles has fallen back a lot. As a result, the inside just might pay the price. '59 of Jamie Ronigan is in line on the outside behind 77 of Tyler Holman. We have 64 of CODY McFadden. 00 of Nick Hunt as well is back in the mix. Yep, as the inside is starting to get more and more bunched up for the back in the pack due to the big checkups on the inside. The drivers lifting to avoid getting into each other. Oh man, some bad netcode between the 77 of Tyler Holman and the 7 of Jacob Bell, but no harm done. That was almost ugly. Both drivers got squirrely. Oh man, that's a nice save, and that backs up the field behind them because everybody lifted, let off the gas to avoid getting in trouble. And up front, 07 of Christian DeFalco drops down to the inside and takes over the lead of the inside with the help of the 66 of Bobby Tinch, and leaves the lead of the outside to 72 of Alex Kingsbury, his teammate. And Kingsbury right now is depending on the 28 of Matt Ridgway, including 75 of Wally Tierheimer. And going for the back in the pack, we have the 40 of Joshua Gillen side by side with the 17 of Tommy Haynes. The Advanced Simulation Products.com paint scheme. Very well dressed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with these machines bunched up as they are, a special treat coming to you live from the Online Sim Racing Network. That's right, the Crank It Up cam. So turn up that volume, crank it up, and enjoy the sounds. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, was the Crank It Up Cam, courtesy of the online sim racing network. Hope you guys enjoy listening to these machines roar and sing as one. But here so far we are still being led by the 07 of Christian DeFalco. We have the Bobby Tinch leading the outside with the help of the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And the inside line so far, DeFalco is depending on the 9 of Chris Voiles. And DeFalco was broken up from his teammate 72 of Kingsbury. And Kingsbury is now in the 8th place spot. And green flag pit stops kicking in. The two Lucron Automotive drivers, that is Lucron Automotive drivers, peeling off as we speak. That's DeFalco and Kingsbury. First green flag pit stops taking place. And also the third Lucron Automotive driver, Jamie Ronigan, is with them on pit road. It's only a matter of time before everybody else up front starts thinking about going down pit road. But so far we still have drivers going double wide. 48 of Curtis Vollmer on the outside line is dying. And depending on... Oh, contact up front. Big wreck. Vollmer has been involved in it. The caution flies. That also includes Cody McFadden, Ken Huber, and the 7 of Jacob Bell. Gonna see what happened. Looks like it started with the 48 of Vollmer.
Go back here, take a look. Oh, maybe a bad hook there, but see if we can get a closer view of that. As we watch the 48 of Curtis Vollmer is the 66 Bobby Tinch. Actually, it looked like it started between the 99 and I think that's the 30 machine. Yeah, in the 30 machine, it was a bad hook. Curtis Vollmer, Wally Tierheimer involved. 64 machine, 57. Flying down in through pit road. A lot of trucks involved in that, Sean.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's very unfortunate. And that caution, too, caught a lot of drivers at a bad time while they were on pit road. Oh, man. Oh, but good thing that most of the drivers involved in that are able to get back out with brand new machines. So hopefully that is the case. But going back up front, we are being led by Chris Voiles, Nick Hunt second, Wally Tierheimer third, Jacob Bell fourth, Randy Perdue fifth, Matt Ridgway sixth, Gary Woolbot seventh, Travis Pryor eighth, Cody McFadden ninth, and Dakota Craig 10th. And Chris Voiles leads everybody down pit road. Man, some heavy smoke on pit road here as we speak from the rear end of Timothy Hamlet. Also including the 98 of Dakota Craig. And 75 of Wally Tierheimer made a mistake entering his pit stop. Had to back and forth about 3 to 4 times trying to line it up. So he lost a lot of time in the process. And a lot of drivers beat Wally Tierheimer off pit road. And we actually have two two-tire heroes, namely Nick Hunt and Jamie Ronigan, taking, actually that's going to be 74 of Greg Bradshaw, including Nick Hunt, taking 2 tires with 2 tanks of gas. But that should not be a problem. So behind the pace car, we have Bryce Whitson Jr., Brandon Ketchum, Kerry Cleaver, Jason Anderson. We also have Christian DeFalco, Alex Kingsbury. Well, all the drivers except for DeFalco and Kingsbury will be all getting on whoever on the pace car with the 1 to go. And a status check on the 3-0 of Ken Huber, who got a piece of the action there during that incident. He is back out on the track with a brand new Chevy Silverado and ready to do some damage to the track. And with 32 laps in, actually 36 laps in, with 50 laps left in tonight's race, gonna get a race interview with one of the drivers. Let's try and mark the 72 of Alex Kingsbury, one of the new drivers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined up in the booth by a Lucron Automotive driver, new driver this season, 72 of Alex Kingsbury. Get up there, Alex.
What's up, guys?
How you doing tonight? How you doing, buddy?
What happened?
Saying, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good. Chilling up here with my teammates, the Lucon Automotive boys. They're putting in some nice work today.
Oh, indeed, man. You guys, all three of you were able to find each other, yourself, Christian DeFalco, and the 59 of Jamie Ronigan. But how's the race going so far, man? How are you seeing things out there? How are you adapting so well with the new drivers?
So far the racing's pretty interesting. It's definitely a challenge with these trucks and having that big spoiler. Even in second place, I can't hardly see where I'm going. I'm just relying off communications here with my teammate to point her in the right direction and get her done.
Absolutely, man. Yes, it makes sense. You gotta depend on the machine in front of you to be your eyes. But man, you know, you're only 37 laps in. You've done a lot so far yourself. Have come from 18th place to second place, gaining 16 spots overall. Well, how the race is going? Where do you see yourself on lap 85?
Hopefully in the same position we are right now. That's ideal, but that's not always the case. So I guess you'll find out when I find out.
10-4, brother. Well, you are now back one to green, so Lucron Automotive, bring this thing home and see you in victory lane.
All right, thank you, guys.
And that was a Lucron Automotive driver, Alex Kingsbury. So 3 Lucron Automotive drivers, first through third. Christian DeFalco, Alex Kingsbury, and Jamie Ronigan, first through third, respectively. And we are back one to green. So the Lucron Automotive driver on the outside, Kingsbury, is being assisted by the 00 of Nick Hunt this restart. The inside line will be led by the 07 of DeFalco with the help of the 59. That's 5'9" of Jamie Ronigan. Oh, we got All-American in the chat. Welcome back, All-American. It's been way too long, man. Hope you're doing well. And here's to Timothy Hamlet getting it done for H&H Motorsports. Timothy Hamlet, the 49, has a cheerleader in the chat. Hope you're doing well tonight there, All-American. Well, we are exiting turn 4, going green this time around. A pace car dips off. The green flag flies immediately, and the Lucron Automotive team on the up front is on the loud pedal. On the outside line, Alex Kingsbury having no assistance just yet. It just might get worse for him before it gets better, but if he's lucky enough, he might be able to fall back in line behind his teammate, Jamie, and yes, he does so. Looks like a big checkup has really backed up the field. A lot of damaged machines in this field. 28 of Matt Ridgway is the first driver on the inside line. Heavy damage. As a result, the inside is suffering. Yep, heavy damage on 28 of Matt Ridgway, but Jim Kelly is not minding that. He's being a helping hand, a helping bumper to Ridgway, and so is the 00 of Nick Hunt with his draft. The inside line here so far is not the place to be. A 3-car push, 3-truck push on the outside line by the Lucron Automotive team. But then we have Kingsbury going all the way down low to get the inside lane going. They are trying to most likely have Lucron Automotive on the inside and the outside line leading this race. Great strategy indeed. And now 13 of Gary Whitson there is coming up to the 07, actually to the 59 of Jamie Ronigan right behind. And in this lane now we have a lot of drivers. They have all found each other. It's now a big pack again. 23 of Jim Kelly We have the 5 of Randy Perdue on the outside line, 15. Oh man, big check on the inside. Oh, 23 of Jim Kelly gets rear-ended. He goes a little bit sideways there due to the transition between the apron and the track, but no harm done. We are still racing. But that big checkup has ended up spreading out the feud a little bit, because Randy Perdue and everybody else behind him, that was Jeffrey Gillum, Ralph Vanderforst, Cody McFadden, and Chris Voyles had to all back it down to give him room to save it. And for the back in the pack, we have Cody McFadden pushing the 68. That's 68 of Ralph Vanderforst, Mr. Highside himself from last season's Pro K&N series. And they are now coming up to the slower pack, 28 of Matt Ridgway. Unfortunately, is getting freight train, is getting left out by everybody, getting dumped pretty much due to his heavy damage on that AR-15 Chevy Silverado, unfortunately, but he is trying his best regardless. For the back in the pack, 48 of Curtis Vollmer, 66 of Bobby Tinch, 36 of Jason Eisenhower, including Scott Mitten and now Ken Huber. They are all in a pack of their own, double file though. And behind them as well, they do have 2 machines approaching. That's 71 of Chris Thorman, Tommy Haynes, including Dakota Craig. And going back up front here, we have Christian DeFalco, Jamie Runnigan, and Gary Whitson. They are all 3 of them on the inside line. But then Kingsbury goes back all the way high. Well, they talked about it up here when we interviewed the 72 of Alex Kingsbury. He talked about how it's very difficult when you're a pusher, because you always have to depend on the machine you're pushing to act as your eyes. So in this case, 13 of Gary Whitson is depending on Kingsbury to be his eyes. At the exact same time, Jamie Runnigan doing the exact same thing in the case of 07 of DeFalco. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with 44 laps in and 42 laps left, we're going to take our first commercial break of the evening. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the OSR Network, Online Sim Racing Network, here for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series Daytona 85. As we are taking a look here, we are still being led by the 07 of Christian DeFalco. You've got the 13 of Gary B. Whitson right behind him. Jamie Ronigan sitting in third. Is looks, oh, little contact there, almost between the 13 and the 59. Oh, we have a wreck there right behind him here. Let's see if we can find out exactly what happened, bringing out the caution. Taking a look here on the replay, I think that was the 99 and the 9. Also, looks like Wally Tierhammer involved there. Might have been just a little bit of a bad hook there. Let me take a look here. Yeah, bad hook there. That got the 9 of Chris Boyles around, who got down into his teammate, the 75 of Wally Tierhammer, as he was trying to avoid it. And 99 there up into the outside wall here. So that is going to bring us here under caution as we are being led by the 13 of Gary B. Whitson here with 35 laps to go. So I have a feeling everybody is going to be pitting here. That should get everybody to the green flag if we have a long green flag run. So I am going to be betting that everybody is going to be pitting here. So we are going to keep an eye here on the leader, see if he is going to come down on pit road. They are now coming out of turn number 4. Yep, looks like everybody gonna come down on pit road here. We might have some staying out. No, looks like they are all gonna come here through the commitment cone, come down onto pit road here. Maybe for our last pit stop of the evening. We'll just have to wait and find out here. Is everybody down on pit road? Who is going to win the race off of pit road? That is going to be the 74 of Greg Bradshaw. First off pit road, followed by Tyler Hallman, Christian DeFalco, Gary B. Whitson, and Nick Hunt. Your first 5 off of pit road. And ladies and gentlemen, Sean is back. He had a little bit of a computer problem, but he is back in the booth here with me. How you doing? You get it all fixed, Sean?
Oh, I was able to. Thankfully, man. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Oh, but yeah, man. Under caution this time around. And, you know, this caution just might be good for some drivers, but for some, not so much. We're going to see exactly how things play out the final 35 laps of tonight's race, or in this case, 34 laps. Makes me wonder, will they be able to make it? Actually, no, they won't be able to make it. They should have to come down one more time. If this thing goes green, they'll have to come down under green flag conditions, because the maximum they can go on a tank is about 22 to 25 laps. That's going to be an approximation, so do not quote me on that. So one more pit stop still required, and fingers crossed for that, ladies and gentlemen. And looking at the heaviest movers here in tonight's race, Jamie Ronigan from 23rd to 3rd. We have Alex Kingsbury from 18th to 6th this far. Bobby Tinch 24th to 9th. And Bobby Tinch was up front here not too long ago when he got a piece of the action there early on. And found himself there further back in the pack. But is now slowly creeping back up with 48 of Curtis Vollmer, because they've been pretty tight all race long tonight. By tight, I mean they've been working together, it seemed like, all race long this far.
Actually, Sean, I do believe that earlier one stint we've seen drivers go 33, 34 laps on the tank of fuel, so I think they might just be able to make it, but I'm looking here at the race stats so far tonight. We've had 4 cautions here tonight and 21 lead changes here so far.
Oh, most definitely, man. Yeah, we're gonna wait and see exactly how things play out. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, do not quote me on my my fuel estimate, my gas estimate. So we're gonna find out before too long. And at this point, we have 29 drivers on the lead lap. That's 29 drivers on the lead lap. Ken Huber in the 30 machine is the first driver, 1 lap down. Matt Ridgway, second driver, 1 lap down. Kerry Cleaver, third driver, 1 lap down. So 3 drivers, 1 lap down. A status check on Matt Ridgway. Matt Ridgway is on pit road and is out of the machine. So that might mean he might be done for the evening, because if you remember correctly, during the last restart, he did end up suffering and went from the front to the back in a matter of only 3 to 4 laps. But is now most likely has called it a night in the AR-15 Chevy Silverado, unfortunately. But we look forward to seeing him back again next week at Milwaukee Speedway. So now that just leaves 2 drivers, 1 lap down, the 3-0 of Ken Huber and the 69 of Kerry Cleaver. Well, one of them gets the wave around the pace car. Kerry Cleaver back on the lead lap on lap 53. But Ken Huber now first and only driver, 1 lap down. And ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind, this is a 10-week schedule. 10-week schedule, so which means 9 more races after this race. And these 9 more races, this is the chance for the drivers to get themselves locked into the chase. The chase which is going to be followed after this. Basically a 5-week chase series to crown a champion, the road to the championship. Drivers all going against Hunter McDaniel as he tries his best to defend his title. And this season, as usual, the drivers have 1 drop week, 1 drop race just in the regular race season, which means their worst race will not count against them. It will not count. It will be dropped. That's a very good thing for the drivers. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned and fingers crossed for everybody out there. We both look forward to getting a chance to knowing all the new drivers we have this season. 43 of Octavio Rondoletto, Randy Perdue, Alex Kingsbury. We also have, I talked about a lot of drivers, Jamie Ronagan, John Sterling, and a couple of more, I'm sure, coming up before too long. Jeffrey Gillam as well. But the pace car dips of the green flag is now out, and up front, Greg Bradshaw finds the gas pedal. Then Tyler Holman on the outside line so far, having no assistance just yet, and just might pay the price before they exit off turn number 2. Yes, help is a long ways away, and that help being 13 of Gary Whitson, who's about 4 track lengths behind him, but not to worry. 48 of Curtis Vollmer is not the rescue of Tyler Holman on the outside. Oh man, Tyler Holman and Curtis Vollmer thought about taking DeFalco 3 wide, but backed down, back to single file, back to double wide. As now here we have the 77 of Tyler Holman helping the 07 of DeFalco go against Greg Bradshaw and Nick Hunt.
You know, Sean, I'm kind of going through some of these paints here. I mean, some of these drivers, wow, these paints are looking good out here. Right there, 66 of Bobby Tinch. Scott Mitten in the Hot Wheels machine. I mean, just going through, man, some of these drivers, you can tell, spent some good looking time on these paint schemes here.
Oh, indeed, man. And you know, these things, they do look extra beautiful, extra amazing under the lights here at Daytona International Speedway. Yep, a lot of hard work went into putting these paint schemes together, and that does not go unnoticed. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a time to recognize all these amazing, well-dressed machines. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those were all the paint scheme by the drivers. Very, very well dressed. Want to commend every single driver for dressing up their trucks for this event tonight. Looking extra, extra precious, extra amazing under these lights. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of damaged machines out there. So we have CODY McFadden, we have Dakota Craig, Matt Ridgway. Matt Ridgway is back from the dead. He was on pit road. He's now 4 laps down, unfortunately, but he's still now rolling, trying to put down as many laps as he possibly can, despite his situation. But here we have McFadden and Dakota Craig, both machines heavily damaged. Well, heavily damaged on Dakota Craig's part. All the damage is on the front end on that machine, but McFadden is actually way better off because his damage is on the rear end. That is not as bad as Dakota Craig, or compared to Dakota Craig. And before the last caution we had an incident under green flag conditions while under commercial break between McFadden and the 05 of Tommy M. Massey, and that's where McFadden got all that bad damage from. But Tommy Massey now is still rolling as well. He's still racing despite that, and also Tommy Massey as well got some damage on the front end from the contact. And ladies and gentlemen, I talked about how this is a 10-week regular race season followed by a 5-chase race series. With that said, I'm going to go over what's to come, what you should expect in the near future in the upcoming races, basically. So we have the Active Pest Control 200 round number 2 next week at Milwaukee Speedway. That's Milwaukee Active Pest Control 200. Next one is the Samson Motorsports 144 at Kansas Speedway. That's Kansas Speedway. That's going to be race number 3. The NC Education Lottery 250. That's the NC Education Lottery 250 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's going to be round number 4. Round 5 will be held at Dover International Speedway. That is Dover International Speedway. And that's going to be entitled the Bar Harbor 170. That's the 170. The next one is going to be the Advanced Simulation Products 142 at Texas Motor Speedway. That's round 6. Round 7 held at Auto Club Speedway, the Auto Club 20th anniversary. And that's going to be round number 7. Round 8 will be Help a Hero 200. The Help a Hero 200 at Darlington Motor Speedway. That's Darlington Motor Speedway. Round number 9, Samson Motorsports 145 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. One of my favorite tracks. That's round number 9, Las Vegas. Round number 10, the final race of the regular race season before the chase begins, the Buckle Up 50. That's the Buckle Up 50 at Canadian Motorsports Park, the road course. That's going to be round number 10. What a heck of a way to end the regular race season before the chase begins. And round 1 of the chase is going to be held at Iowa Motor Speedway. That's Iowa Motor Speedway for the Fred's Pharmacy 250. The next one will be round number 2 of the chase series, Chicagoland Speedway, the Samson Motorsports 128. That's going to be Chicagoland Speedway. Then from there, we're going to take a break. That's going to be the third race. And then the race after that is going to be held at Pocono Raceway. And that's going to be the Overtons 150. The Overtons 150 at Pocono Raceway. That's going to also be chase race number 3 of 5. Chase race 4, the LTI Printing 200. LTI Printing 200 at Michigan International Speedway. And the final race of the season, the race of the crown, the race of the championship. In this race, McDaniel will either be hanging on to his title or someone who will have taken the title away from him after this race. That's going to be the Advanced Simulation Products 145. Advanced Simulation Products 145 at Homestead Miami Speedway for the end of the season. So a lot of excitement coming to you, ladies and gentlemen, from the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. And tonight's the Daytona 85. And the series here brought to you in part by Advanced Simulation Products. They do specialize in custom button boxes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, going back up front here in tonight's race, we are still being led by Greg Bradshaw with the help of 00 of Nick Hunt. The outside line being led by 07 of Christian DeFalco with the help of 77 of Tyler Holman. And tonight we have not spoken much of the two Pat T machines. That's going to be Travis Pryor and Jay Pryor rocking some amazing paint schemes courtesy of Pat T in the chat. Pat T, keep up the great work. That does not go unnoticed at all. And we now have 20 laps left in tonight's race, 20 laps left, and these guys have been going green for the past 15 laps. That's 15 laps of green flag racing this far. The question still remains, will they need to come down one more time for a splash and go? Or are they good to go? We are about to find out before too long, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed. And we have a second pack. Well, this is a third pack. Actually, we have a second pack as well. Second pack being led by a Bandit Motorsports driver, Wally Tierheimer, with the help of 61 of Jeffrey Gillum, one of the new drivers, with a well-dressed Chevy Silverado, the simracingapps.com paint scheme, pushing on Wally Tierheimer. They are a two-track pack, and they are catching up to the 77. Actually, that's going to be, that's 77 of Tyler Holman. I'm not sure what happened to Tyler Holman, but he was second place on the outside, controlling the pace of the outside, but now he is currently about 1.5 seconds behind the lead pack. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened to him, but it must have been severe. And now the third pack I was speaking of, it's being led by 36 of Jason Eisenhower with the help of Cody McFadden, Dakota Craig in this mix, Ralph Van der Forst in this mix. Well, these four drivers, this four-track pack, the third pack, has one thing in common, and that one thing is that they all have some kind of damage on the machines, so they seem to be a perfect fit, a perfect match for each other. And the 99 of Bryce Whitson Jr. Bryce Whitson Jr. having some bad luck in tonight's race, unfortunately. You know, as you said, for most of the drivers out there, ladies and gentlemen, the super speedways, Daytona, Talladega, seem to be the drivers' worst races. So with that said, a lot of amazing races coming up for a lot of these drivers. So most of the drivers are most likely going to be glad that this race was gotten over with for round number 1, because now they have drivers' tracks coming up, but the caution flies this time around with 17 laps left. We're going to see what happened.
Well, as we go back to the replay, they were 3 wide with a lap vehicle, but it actually happened. I think Curtis Balmer was involved in that, so let's take a look here. Let's go with the Blimpie. Let's see what we can see from up high. Oh, just a little bad bump, got sideways and around they went, and trucks scattering, but quite a few trucks involved in that, Sean.
Oh man, indeed, that's very rough, especially the incident happening up front like that. When wrecks happen up front, ladies and gentlemen, they usually collect the most drivers. In this case, yeah, that was quite the wreck. It involved, we had Bobby Tinch, Curtis Vollmer, Joshua Gillen get a piece of the action, 81 Travis Pryor, 05 Tommy Amasi, including the 7 of Jacob Bell as well, got a piece of the action. So hopefully they all have their only backup tracks tonight, so they can be able to finish this race nice and strong, ladies and gentlemen, because we are now in the closing stages of the race. 16 laps remaining. Well, going back up front, we are still being led by Greg Bradshaw, Christian DeFalco second. Christian DeFalco second, Nick Hunt third, Randy Perdue fourth, and the 50 of Scott Mitten in the 5th place spot. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's most determined driver, the 5-0 of Scott Mitten. Scott Mitten did start tonight's race 2 laps down, yes, 2 laps down, but now he's back on the lead lap in 5th place. Man, that is impressive. The top 4 drivers up front deciding to stay out, but the 50 of Scott Mitten, first driver going down pit road as we speak. And majority of the field is pitting in, but some staying out. So Greg Bradshaw, Christian DeFalco, Nick Hunt, Randy Perdue, Gary Whitson, Octavio Rondoletto, Cody McFadden, Jamie Ronagan. All these drivers deciding to stay out, but everybody else on pit road. And first driver 1 lap down, 66 of Bobby Tinch gets the wave around the pace car back on the lead lap on lap 71. As a result of that caution, it's put a lot of drivers 1 or more laps down. We have Ken Huber still 1 lap down. Guanli Tierheimer 1 lap down, Jeffrey Gillum, Chris Voiles, and Jacob Bell, including Joshua Gillen now, all 1 lap down. And unfortunately, we've lost one of those drivers, Jacob Bell, retiring here with 15 laps left. We look forward to seeing this driver back again next week at Milwaukee.
Actually, a correction, Sean. The 75, Wally Tierheimer got the wave around, back on the lead lap.
Oh, 10-4, my apologies, and thanks for the correction. Yep, Wally Tierheimer back on the lead lap. And that just now leaves Ken Huber, Jeffrey Gillum, Chris Voiles, and Joshua Gillen, the only drivers 1 lap down. Oh, and a status check on the 4-0 of Joshua Gillen, who got a piece of the action, ladies and gentlemen. Joshua Gillen's machine is crawling down the pit road, was able to make it into his pit stop. Oh, actually, yep, he had a blown motor and is now back to life with a brand new machine. And off pit road he goes. What a heck of a save by Gillen. And the status check on Jeffrey Gillum, the 61. Jeffrey Gillum is on pit road. He got a piece of the action as well. With a brand new machine on pit road and is now almost rolling off before too long. And Ken Huber as well on pit road, getting some damage fixed. Actually, no damage fixed, but they all have brand new machines. That's Jeffrey Gillum and Ken Huber. And off pit road they go, but going back up front here, still being led by Greg Bradshaw. All the drivers who stayed out, namely the top 8 drivers, they have one thing in common as we speak. They are saving gas, clutching it in, turning those machines off, doing anything they can to maximize the fuel economy. So everybody who pitted in, we know one thing for certain, they will be able to make it the rest of the way, but everybody else who stayed out, we are still having doubts, so fingers crossed. And the 43 of Octavio Rondoletto, who did start in the 40th place spot all the way up to 6th place as we speak. He kept a low profile pretty much all race long and is now showing his face when it matters the most. And a status check on the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, who got a piece of the action. He is rolling off pit road as we speak with some heavy damage on the machine. It is beat up on the left side, the right side, the front end, and the rear end. The only thing looking clean out there is the roof of the Lowe's machine. But he barely beat the pace car as he was leaving pit road. So he stays on the lead lap and lives to fight a couple of more laps. And we are now back 1 to green, ladies and gentlemen, being led by Greg Bradshaw with the help of 00 of Nick Hunt. The outside line being led by Christian DeFalco with the help of the 5 of Randy Perdue. We are going green this time around, giving us a 12-lap shootout, ladies and gentlemen. Seatbelts on, and popcorn and refreshments on the ground to avoid making a mess, and hang on tight. And Randy Perdue here as well has come a long way from 31st place to 4th place. Not going to get rid of him anytime soon. One of the newest additions here to the Extreme Motorsports99.com track series. Look forward to seeing a lot of action from Randy. So we're going to see him next week as well at Milwaukee Speedway. But now we're exiting turn 4 going green. This time by. Pace car dips off a green flag, is now out, and now Nick Hunt was caught sleeping. The inside line has been checked up. As a result, the inside is paying the price. But up front, a drag race between Greg Bradshaw and DeFalco as they go side by side. But DeFalco is in luck. He has a helping hand, a helping bumper 5 of Randy Perdue. Outside line is the place to be this time around. It's going to get worse for the inside line before it gets better. And now we have DeFalco and the 5 of Perdue both clear of the inside line. And Randy Perdue drops down to the inside. That leaves 07 of DeFalco high and dry on the outside line. But here so far, DeFalco is coming up to some... He's actually having some assistance coming up from the 64 of McFadden. CODY McFadden, 59 of Jamie Runnigan, 57 of Hunter McDaniel, being a helping bumper. They will all produce enough momentum to get the outside line back to life, and it is coming back to life as we speak. And now the inside line, the outside line, all bunched up the inside, still being led by Perdue with the help of Greg Bradshaw on the inside line as well. We also have, we're gonna have 43 of, that's gonna be the 43 of Octavio Rondoletto, including the 0 of Nick Hunt, all 4 on the inside. And ladies and gentlemen, throughout the whole entire race, we saw a lot of different packs forming up. Basically, drivers breaking up from the lead pack, trying to have enough time to react if anything were to happen, basically as a way to stay out of trouble. But now we should expect to see a big pack, because we are 10 laps to go. That is 10 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 10 laps to go. Mr. Highside himself is up front in the 11th place spot, one spot away from the top 10. Ralph Vanderforst stayed in the back of the pack pretty much all race long until now. 10 laps to go. He's riding behind the 13 of Gary, actually the 50 of Scott Mitten with the help of the 80 of Jay Pryor. And Jay Pryor as well had a rough start to tonight's race. He went a lap down on lap number 2, but is now back on the lead lap in the top 15. And the 50 of Scott Mitten did drop down to the inside. Same with 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Ladies and gentlemen, in the later stages of the races like this, everybody decides or struggles, or I should say wishes to be on the outside line, because that way they're able to make moves. But the inside, they are boxed in for the most part. And surprisingly, Mitten and Hunter McDaniel all dropped down to the inside line with less than 10 laps to go. They're most likely expecting the outside line to die. And 77 of Tyler Holman, 80 Jay Pryor, 68 of Ralph Vanderforst. They are all now, the lead pack included, catching up to a slower machine, slower machines. First machine being caught is the 99 of Bryce Whitson Jr., who will stay high to let them by. And a different pack here so far, battling it out. We have 17 of Tommy Haynes, 98 of Dakota Craig, Nick Hunt. We have 88 of John Sterling, 72 included. That's Alex Kingsbury, 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Jason Eisenhower, yes. They are all in a pack of their own so far, trying to catch that lead pack. And they have 13 of Gary B. Whitson next in line. And Nick Hunt is trying to play catch-up in the Phoenix Society Toyota Tundra with the help of 88 of John Sterling on the outside. And going back up front, the outside line is getting nothing but bigger. A lot of machines getting up there. There is strength in numbers. DeFalco is still leading the outside. McFadden right behind him, being the helping bumper. In this case, McFadden being the driver, controlling the pace of the outside line. We have this 59 of Jamie Runnigan. We have 68 of Ralph Vanderforst, 77 of Tyler Horman. And so far, that's the outside rounded up. And 80 of Jay Pryor goes from the inside to the outside. Oh no, machine on the inside almost drifted up the track from the apron. That was almost ugly, and that caused the pack up front to check up and get all sorts of squirrely to try and avoid that. That was almost ugly, but nice save by the drivers. Yeah, it looks like the driver there on the apron was trying to get off the track due to being way under speed to give the drivers up front enough room to get around him. But you know, he got off the track, but was carrying way too much speed for the banking, and that almost shot him back up the track. But once again, nice save. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 5 to go. That is 5 laps to go. That means next flag ends the race. Some 3 wide taking place, 72 of Alex Kingsbury, 77 of Tyler. Oh, Kingsbury gets sucked into the wall, gets sucked into it and spat out. No harm done to anybody but himself, unfortunately. Oh, I guess fortunately in this case. But some 3 wide still going on, 77 of Tyler Hallman on the outside, left out high and dry, 68 on the inside, 50 on the inside as well. And now 80 and 13 approaching him. Ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be the first driver to get themselves locked into the chase? We are about to find out. 3 wide up front, coming up to a slow machine. Gonna go 4 wide. And no, they're gonna wreck. Contact. 77 is sideways. 17 is sideways as well off the track. The green flag is staying out. Yes, the green flag stayed out. They did wreck off the track. Oh no, the caution flies as Nick Hunt went back on the track as he lost control of his machine with 3 laps to go. We're gonna see what happened.
Well, sorry, we try here. It looks, let's see here. I can't get truck numbers.
Oh, 77 of Tyler Hallman.
I know, let's focus on Tyler Hallman, but it actually looked like it might have started with the slower vehicle there. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, they tried to go 4 wide. No, 3 wide. Came up on the slower vehicle. Nowhere else to go. Yeah, they were 3 wide with Tyler Hallman. They came up on that other vehicle and just unfortunately nowhere to go as they were already 3 wide. That is going to end the race here, Sean.
Absolutely, and yes, man, they tried going 4 wide, and man, 15 of Gary Woobot was under a lot of pressure. He tried his best, hugging the wall the best that he possibly could, but no luck, not enough room to make that 4 wide stick. Man, but yep, that ends the race under caution, and we are being led by the 5 of Randy Perdue. Randy Perdue, the first driver to get himself locked into this chase, and a new addition to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. That is a heck of a start for Randy. Congratulations. In the top 10 this far, Randy Perdue, Greg Bradshaw, Hunter McDaniel, Christian DeFalco, Octavio Rondoletto, Jamie Ronigan, Cody McFadden, Ralph Vanderforst, Scott Mitten, and Jay Pryor 1st through 10th, respectively. Yep, we got Randy there making Randall Bledsoe very, very proud in the chat. Absolutely, man. Congrats to Randy. Great job. And ladies and gentlemen, top 3 interviews coming up and a special guest. So Randy Perdue, Greg Bradshaw, Hunter McDaniel, and a special guest. So please stay tuned. And we are gonna end tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, with 24 drivers on the lead lap. That's 24 drivers on the lead lap, with Nick Hunt being the last driver on the lead lap. A lot of drivers had some bad luck. We look forward to seeing all of them back again next week. We had Ken Huber, Jeffrey Gillum, Joshua Gillen, Curtis Vollmer, Brandon Ketchum, Matt Ridgway, Kerry Cleaver, Jason Anderson, Bryce Whitson Jr., Chris Voiles, Jacob Bell, Gary Woobot, Timothy Hamlet, Andy Starcher, Adam Eisenhower, David Elliott, and Robert O'Neill had some bad luck tonight, but we look forward to seeing them once again, ladies and gentlemen, next week for the Active Pest Control Round 2 of 10 at Milwaukee Speedway. And Hunter McDaniel, who kept a low profile all race long, has found himself here in the 3rd place spot up front, and the 43 of Octavio Rondoletto as well, heaviest mover tonight from the 40th place spot to the 4th place position. Very, very impressive, gaining 36 spots overall. Exiting turn 4 for the final time this time around for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Daytona 85. Randy Perdue brings this thing home at pace speed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, so Randy Perdue 1st, Greg Bradshaw 2nd, Hunter McDaniel 3rd, Octavio Rondoletto 4th, and Christian DeFalco in the 5th place spot. So top 3 interviews, actually top 4 interviews coming up, so please stay tuned. Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us up in the booth is the 5 of Randy Perdue, 74 of Greg Bradshaw, Hunter McDaniel, and 43 of Octavio Rondoletto. Well, Randy, you have won tonight's race, so please, buddy, anytime now, burn it down.
I will try. I don't know if I have enough fuel or not.
10-4.
Nope, I'm out of fuel.
I'll copy that. Well, Randy, what a heck of an appearance, a heck of a performance on your part. What a heck of a way to start your first ever race with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Truck Series. How are you feeling? Get a cup there, Randy?
I feel great. This is awesome.
Oh man, I can only imagine. You know, what was going on through your mind all race long? Basically, how did how was the situation of you adapting to everybody's racing styles, knowing that everybody is going for that W?
I just had to kind of pay attention and just be watchful for anybody making mistakes for 2 reasons. You know, making a mistake, get caught up in something, or making a mistake and you take advantage of it. I was able to do that a couple of times, people staying high or going high when maybe they should have stayed low, and was able to advance my position, just kind of patiently work my way up to the front.
Oh, most definitely, man. Well executed race on your part tonight. What a heck of a way to first start off the season and also lock yourself into the chase on the first ever race. Very, very impressive. Look forward to seeing you again back next week at Milwaukee Speedway. Before we go celebrate, any final words?
I got a friend out there watching, Randy Bledsoe, good friend of mine. He usually races on iRacing a good bit and hadn't been able to lately. I just wanted to say good evening to him. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the guys putting this on, and you guys for broadcasting. This was a lot of fun this evening. A lot of fun.
Well, buddy, congrats on your success here tonight, and see you again next week. Well, go celebrate. Have a good one, buddy.
Thank you much.
And that was the 5 of Randy Perdue. Next in line is 74 of Greg Bradshaw, one of our veterans. Get a cup there, Greg.
Hey, Sean, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing great.
Well, Greg, you brought your A++ game as usual. And, you know, all race long, just pretty much had a smart race. You just took while you could. You did not force any matters. And but how was your experience tonight for your first race back with the Extreme Motorsports?
Oh, I had a great race. Dodged most of the trouble. Got to draft with my teammates there, and toward the end we thought we were gonna have a shot at it, and that all fell apart. And then I got hooked up with our winner there, and it all went well from there. I'm happy with getting a second.
Oh, most definitely, man. Well, you know, it was still an amazing race despite that. And, you know, coming from last season, Greg, this season has a lot of new competition out there. So what are your expectations for this season, basically? What kind of things do you think you should do to better your chances against these guys?
Well, I got to practice. Got a lot of short track and got an interesting road course coming up this season. It's going to be a lot of skill.
Oh, absolutely, man. Well, congrats on the success for your first race back here with this season, finishing second. Look forward to seeing you one spot higher next week. And for go celebrate, any final words?
Thanks for what y'all do, man. We appreciate everybody watching, too.
And that was 74 of Greg Bradshaw, second place finisher tonight. That's second place finisher. But next in line is our champion, last season's champion, Hunter McDaniel, Maverick Motorsports driver. Got a cup there, Hunter?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, Sean.
How doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. This is our best finish we've ever had here at Daytona, so I'm having a blast tonight, Sean.
Oh, copy that, man. Very glad to hear that. And yep, what a heck of a way to start your season after having a heck of a season last season. And Hunter, man, I'm not sure how you're feeling, but a lot of amazing new additions have been added this season. But how's your experience tonight?
You know, it was really good. We had a fast car all night. We had a new sponsor on the car. Just everything felt right. We were able to work ourselves up to the front. Felt like I could put the truck pretty much anywhere. And when it got down to the wire, I felt like I was in a good position, running third. Felt like I could make the move whenever I wanted to. Unfortunately, that caution just came at an inopportune time. But those two were hooked up. It would have been difficult.
Oh, absolutely. And also we noticed you did start in the 13th place spot, but kept a very, very low profile pretty much all race long until the final 20 to 25 laps. And did you have any teammates you're working with up front? Because you seem to have been alone.
Yeah, you know, me and the 80 of Jay Pryor, it's his first truck race, and man, he's a great teammate. We were going to work our way up to the front on that final restart. Unfortunately, he got held back in the pack, and I was just trying to jump back and forth between lines, worked at the top line, got up to about, I think, 6th, and dropped down to the bottom, and luckily we were able to push past the third, push into third. But yeah, no, I was, that final little bit, I was all by myself just trying to find help where I could.
Oh, absolutely. Well, congrats on the success, man, you know, despite that. And look forward to seeing you again next week at Milwaukee Speedway. And for Lego Celebration, final words.
Oh, just want to say thank you to Travis and Jay Pryor, awesome teammate, Maverick Motorsports. And thank you guys. Great broadcasting season this year, and I'm looking forward to this season as well.
Well, congrats once again, brother, and see you again next week. Have a good night.
Hey, take care, Sean.
That was Maverick Motorsports driver Hunter McDaniel, defending champion. Next in line is a 43 of Octavio Rondoletto, a new addition this season. How are you doing tonight, Octavio?
I'm happy for I start 41 position. I'm finished 4th. I'm happy. I'm my first race in this league in truck. I am K&N Pro driver. I am invited for this for track series, and thank you. Si puedo decir algo en Spanish, un saludo para mi padre y para todos los que estén viendo de alguien de habla hispana.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, congrats on your success here tonight. You were the heaviest mover, and for that we commend you, Octavio. And you know, with this being, with you starting this strong, we expect a lot. We expect you 3 spots higher with every single race from now on. And congrats on your success here tonight. And do you look for? Should we expect to see you 3 spots higher next week? Basically, have you ever raced at Milwaukee? Sorry, I should speak slower. Do you have any experience at Milwaukee Speedway next track?
Sorry.
Oh, no worries, brother. Well, man, you did an amazing job here tonight once again, and we look forward to seeing you again next week at Milwaukee Speedway. Have a good night, man. Go celebrate.
Thank you. Good night and great broadcasting. Thank you.
And that was a new addition, Octavio Rondoletto, heaviest mover tonight, from 41st place to 4th place. And well, that rounds up interviews. Randy Perdue, Greg Bradshaw, Hunter McDaniel, and Octavio Rondoletto. That's going to be 1st through 4th, respectively. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were able to start a new chapter tonight with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series, the Daytona 85, brought to you in part by Advanced Simulation Products. They do specialize in custom button boxes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next week we are moving on to Milwaukee, or traveling to Milwaukee Speedway for the active pest control. And that's going to be round number 2 of 10. So look forward to seeing you guys there. I am Sean Zilu and David Everly behind the cameras. And check out the ExtremeMotorsports99.com at ExtremeMotorsports99.com at their website to know what they're all about. They have a lot of different series going on. They have a Pro K&N series, Track series, Xfinity series, and also on Monday nights they also have a road series going on, and also other road series going on as well at the same time. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly. And tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, the Online Sim Racing Network right here is going to open up a new chapter with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Xfinity Series with David Everly and Tana Sharp. So be sure to be there for round number 1 of the Xfinity Series. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly. Have a good night.